Hey y'all, it's me, Niecy Lynn. This is Flosstube 276. This is the 23rd of May, 2025. I forget to say this from time to time. This is a channel about needlework, mainly cross stitch, and my life, and my cookie kitty cats. And Casey, can you say hi, Bubba? Huh? Can you say hi? Can you say hi? Who is in trouble this week because he killed one of my chickadees while we were sitting out here having coffee yesterday. So, who's naughty? Who's the naughty baby, huh? Who's the naughty baby? You? Who's the naughty baby? He is naughty baby. Naughty baby. And covered in cat hair, baby. Even though I just brushed him like a maniac day before yesterday. But I hope y'all can hear me. I haven't done this before because I've always been worried about the background noise. We used to didn't have any traffic back here on 875, which is directly right here. You may see, well, there's trucks and cars going by right there. I don't know if you can catch them. Yeah, there you can. That's a farm to market. It used to be nobody on that road. But since the old guard has died off and they're selling the land around here because none of their kids farm, and they're throwing up subdivisions like literally popcorn popping. It's insane. I have a lot of road noise nowadays. But I can also always still hear my birds. I hope the fountain isn't too loud. So we're gonna give this a go today. I did a little test, 2-minute test earlier, and it kind of sounded okay. So y'all will have to let me know. Before I forget, which one y'all? Help me out. Jennifer, there you are. Thank you so much. I do not rewatch my videos unless somebody asks a question about something that I can't figure out what they're talking about. And then I try to scan back through and figure out, what they're trying to tell me. Because sometimes people ask about a, this or that, piece. And it doesn't click in my brain exactly what piece that is. So I have to go back and look. So thank you for telling me that I was cutting off half of my head lately, because I am prone to not do what I'm supposed to. So thank you for the helpful feedback. It never hurts my feelings. And I always need all the help I can get. Good morning. Well, actually now, nearly. It's still a little bit good morning. A little bit of good morning, Jonathan. By the time you see this, it'll be good afternoon. And so I hope y'all are doing good over there. The girls are just about out of school. We had our last day on Tuesday. I thought I would show some of the pics, but I forgot my iPad inside. So maybe I'll remember those next time. The kids were fabulous. We had so much fun. It was field day. So they had sack races and bounce houses and playground time and popsicle time and just all the fun stuff. So they were so good and we just had the best time. Everybody, I think all the kids were there, which we've had a couple out for illness. We've had the flu and stuff going around still. So that was super fun to have everybody there for one last day. They were so sweet and gave each other hugs and stuff as they were leaving. We heard from past parents that that they had requested us as the younger sibs teachers next year. So that always makes you feel good when you have return customers, if you will. So that was super sweet. And then yesterday when I had Catchy, I got to see one of my other babies. His mama tried to bring him by, but our line outside our room was too long. And so she didn't get, she, had 2 kids. She wasn't gonna wait in line when she didn't have to. She'd already had to, say bye to other places and stuff, but it was sweet of her to do it. And then I got to see, the boys were with their grandma. So Catchy and I got to see them yesterday, and James Williams, he got out and about. I'm pulling the deadheading this pink while we're talking because y'all know how my brain works. This morning I actually did take a minute to jot down things, how my brain works. In like less than 2 minutes, my brain had gone from how does do, re, mi relate to, C, D, E, F, G, A, like this. So then I had to go look that up. Then from there, my brain went to, oh my gosh, I made all notes about it. The daddy that used to be on the motorcycle show, I saw a picture of him somewhere and he was in prison clothes. I think Tuttle was their last name. And so then my brain went to that, and then my brain went to what Mike is always talking about, jawbones. People now, you pull their wisdom teeth, you know, so young, and that now some people's jaws are collapsing because their your wisdom teeth are what that your jawbone kind of forms around, and so then people's jawbones are collapsing later, and so in life. So and it makes me wonder if people are having. That's one reason people are having weaker jaws is because, you know, people are lamenting about their jawline is because they're pulling out those wisdom teeth and they don't, their jaw doesn't get a chance to, you know, develop completely. So anywho, and there was one other thing that had to do with health, and my brain went from here to here. So I mean, like in less than 2 minutes, I had this list and I was like, well, there you go. This is how the brain goes or doesn't go. Oh, dang, I kept trying to scoot around. I left my stitching back here, but it's here. I have 3 whips I worked on while James Williams has been recuperating. He's coming out here every morning with me and getting a little bit of sun. These are our, I think it's SERWALL. We love them. Not affiliated with them in any way. James bought them for me as a gift. Then we got the stools, and then we got the table here in between. They are fabulous. He waited till they went on sale because he's a good shopper like that. But they are great. And Mike and Justin got one at their house, a table and chairs by the same company, and we have really loved those. So he sits out there with me in that in the morning before the sun gets out too much, because you know what is it? His sister says they're white as rice on a paper plate in a snowstorm. And it ain't a lie, okay? It is not a lie at all. So he's been coming and sitting out here. He scoots around. Catchy wanted McDonald's yesterday, so we went to McDonald's and, you know, played there a little bit. So we've been trying to get out and about. We're going to get out a little bit. I'm going to the grocery store. I'll go to Aldi, which is my favorite anyway. But that's small enough that, you know, he can scoot around on his scooter and then sit down if he needs to. Y'all, I don't know what's up with my lip liner today, but it looks weird. So if my lips look weird, obviously I feel like I did something wrong with my lip liner. I have been wearing just lip stain, but I was running, maybe that's why, because it looks different to me. I was running out, my lip stain was running out, and so I just grabbed out one of my lip liners to try to fill in the spaces where my lip stain was not enough, that it didn't stick, and then I feel like my lips look crazy. So if they do, sorry y'all. Sorry about the crazy lips. Disorderly Stitcher, I did have such a wonderful, she said I didn't know anybody else that had a mama. And I had so many great elders. I had mama, mama, granny, two mommy, grandmommy, Amy, and that's you know, the generation. That's not my aunts or anything like this. These are great aunts and things like this. My Aunt Beth was a great, I mean, Flossie, I had so many fabulous elders that I got to be around. And she said she had a mama, and I cannot wait. So many of y'all, she said, can't wait for that hug at StitchCon. Me either. We are 4 weeks out, and I am so excited. I can't wait. I've got my stuff in there going. I've got my exchange gift going. I've got Patty and I are making all plans. Now she has, you can look on Patty Stitching with My Kitties or on Flosstube, or she is Patty Pin 4 on Insta. G and Ashley, G is saved just her few stitches to do also at StitchCon, and with her We the People. So all their We the Peoples, which I didn't even say the name. See, this is my brain. I can see it. If y'all could see inside my brain when I'm talking, this would help so much, because then, you know, we'd all be on the same page all the time. I'm talking about We the People. And so I've been working on mine, but theirs are they got just like, you know, they saved like 4 or 5 stitches to put in, so we can all finish together at StitchCon and all. Hold on, we all have a little bit of different floss. We all have different background fabric we're stitching on. And so it's just, some is over one, some is back stitch, So there is all, it's just going to be so fun to see everybody's together and see where everybody's at. So even if everybody didn't finish, I think that they're supposed to bring them so we can all, like compare. So I super can't wait for that and to get all the hugs from everybody because we miss each other. We miss each other a lot. So we're going to talk about We the People right now. So this is our We the People. It is by Christy, Salty Stitcher Designs. Hey, Christy. And she has, here, let me turn this way, I think. There we go. That's all her contact info. She has so many gorgeous designs. She also designed my piece I just finished for my grandma that I was hoping to have framed this week that I didn't. So there was a whole group of us from StitchCon. That's when we met her last year at StitchCon, and she sat at our table, and we all just completely fell in love with each other and became fabulous friends, and we've stayed in touch, and we have bigger than our table. Oh my gosh, my ears need to pop, guys. So we have our group is table 24 4/4. So we just have all the fun, and we're gonna have one more Zoom before StitchCon, and I just can't wait for any of it. But this piece, I was in love with always, and then when I got my blue done, I was like, oh, I'm so in love with you. Which there's another song rolling through my head now. Yeah, I got sleepy last night and put this down. Evidently, I should have just kept stitching. Well, no, evidently what I shouldn't have done. I know what I shouldn't have done. I should not have eaten a piece of pizza. It's 7. I knew better when I did it, but did it anyway. Way to go, genius. So, you can't complain when you do it to yourself. You just cannot. Are any of y'all watching 3 Body Problem or Eat or Not? I know some of y'all aren't sci-fi folk. We're sci-fi folk. We're really liking both of those. I think I figured out the twist in 3 Body Problem. I'm not sure in Eat or Not yet. I think that's how you say that anyway. So, I think I don't think I'd quite finished all my blue last week. Ta-da! I wanted to have my letters done, but then I got going down here. I wanted to get this done so I could start working this way, and then I need to do all my words. But it is fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. I'm just loving this thing. I can't wait to have it finished. So we will all be putting in the last stitches on this and showing it at StitchCon as a group, and then putting it on the brag table so people can see the differences in the fabric and the different flosses we chose and things like this. I know Patty did gassed Freedom on this one, on the blue, and hers looks very like denim color. It looks like a flag that's been flying. I mean, and she did, instead of white here, did you do oatmeal, Patty? My brain's saying oatmeal, but that may not be right. And so it's a totally different, even though she used the same fabric, but she didn't tea dye hers. And so then so hers is like a weathered flag kind of, and it is gorgeous. So this has been so fun to work on together. If you've never done a stitch along, it can be a super, super fun thing. And you don't have to stress about it. The stitch police don't come if you don't finish on time. They don't. Just put it on y'all's whip go. Pam always has the coolest whip go going. And Steph has one. And I just cannot Somebody gonna have to help me with Whip Go. I say it time and time again, I'm gonna have to get on board with Whip Go and try to figure that out because it looks like super fun. Or maybe I don't have enough starts. I don't know. Let's see what all we have here. I don't know how many starts I have right now. Let's see if we can go back to January if it's in this book. Oh, it is. This is the joy of having everything like this, kind of. You can kind of see where you're at. I know I have my Santa's Nut Tree, my Nutcracker, my Jeannette Douglas. I have my Up on the Rooftop, Lucy V. Moore, and my Carnival Cat Knockdown. I know I have my piece from Jane Greenoff. That may be, so I probably have under 10 rolling right now. And like I said, I'm completely embarrassed at the state of my FFO situation. It is so incredibly out of control that have mercy on that. So maybe I don't have enough with goes. I don't know. Something out here is making my nose itch. Probably queso sitting right here under my feet. But loving this thing. You'll love it seeing everybody's different fabrics. G and Ashley are We Stitch and We Know Things on Flosstube. I just cannot wait to see them all together. I can't. And I can't wait to see everybody and give them hugs. I've missed everybody so much. I mean, you think, you know, I didn't even know some of these people before a year ago. But you just, you really can bond over something, and we're all so much more alike than we're not. And I hate that sometimes we forget that, and that's the important thing. I think a lot of times that no matter what is your religion of choice, like in the Bible, you know, I look for the words in red, because those are the important parts for me. But in my thinking right here, every religion has tenets, I guess I would say, because you know, you'll have like the 10 Commandments, and you know, okay, I get it, those are important. But for me, they're not as important as the words in red. The words in red do back them up, so Jesus' words back them up. But it all comes out. Most religions tell you just to be nice to each other and to love each other more than anything else. And I think we're losing that. I think we've let that slip a little. And I'm loving Pope Leo for trying to remind us that we need to love each other. Because we do. Love each other more than anything else. So that is my We the People. And my little weird rant this morning, which, you know, we always know I have way too many of, I'm sure. I worked on my Patriotic Pop of Color. Oh, Pop of Patriotic. It is a zipper kit. They used to actually come in little bags with zippers, but it's by Big Creek. It got some love when I was super tired some days. And I'm super neon-y lately. I'm loving the neon. My fingernails, I'm into the neons right now. In my personal attire, at least. I hope y'all can still hear me over the traffic and the fountain. If not, I promise we won't do this again. Or until I figure out how to filter out the background noise or something. Which I'm not too sure about, since can't really figure out how to do it on our TV for regular shows. Some regular shows, the background is so loud. I'm like, listen, I get that you're trying to set a mood, and I'm as much an audio person as a visual one. Is if I don't like it loud, I hear and learn things. I mean, I get that, but I don't need to hear your kablam or your like the lights at the hospital, more than I hear your words. Any TV show movie makers out there, cut the background down just a little bit so we could still hear the words. And maybe it's just because my husband has the TV so loud and the surround sound so loud. I don't know, but it makes me kooky. Another rant. It is so cute. These are great kits to see if you want to take a go at linen. They're on 20 count linen, which is a thing. You can do over 2, so it comes out being a 10. So it's, you know, big. So it's easy to see. So, and it comes with everything you need inside. Even a little needle, if I remember right. It's a little needle in here. And so I got my stem done. I got my flag, the eagle, and the blue, and the white. Yeah, so I need to finish up my light blue, this, what I'd call cornflower. And then there's a navy. And then I just have the fence and the little outline, which is so, so cute. So I'm about right here, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 1, 2, 3. So, oh no, I'm on this last one. So then all I have to do is my dark blue here, this little piecework around in black, and then my fence, and we're all finished. So they do work up super quick. They're easy to see. They're easy to read. I love, love, love them. And like I said, they're just fun. I won it at Stitch West. Thank you so much, and thank you BU Needleworks for donating it so I could win it. I love stitching on these. And you could always use the pattern, make it smaller. It would make adorable. I mean, if you really want to go tiny, because the stitch count on it isn't but 44 by 70. I mean, this would make a real cute little Nita book if you wanted to just, get on out there. It would be adorable. So I've had lots of fun with that this week. I worked on it 1 or 2 nights when my brain was kind of, I know I worked on it Tuesday night when my brain was after school because then we had to break down the classroom real quick, in which Annie and Brittany the week before had done the lion's share of it, but there are little last minute things that, you need to take down and take apart and all like that. So that all had to get, taken down and put up. We had to get our stuff out to the car. Now the rest of this I have in one of my Mama Joan bags. Won it during COVID. And I love this bag. This is a very nice bag. And here is her contact info. And so I just have the little pearl cottons and my scissors in here. And it's just keeping it all together for me. I have my little floss thing on here. I did have my little bags on the ring, but I just took them all off the other night when I was stitching like crazy. And I had my stuff in here, so I just left them loose in there, and it works great. And then I just dropped it in the bag with my We the People, because when I'm too tired to work on my We the People, I will switch over and work on my Pop of Patriotic color. So that's kind of a good thing to have something like larger, or easier to read, or that you can just do fill in on. I'm at the place to do fill in on my We the People, but it is smaller, so then I have to pay attention and have my light and all this, like my big light. So if I have something that is easier to see, whether for you that means a bigger count or
you know, whatever. I like that, working on that late at night. And then I wanting to get out something different and start working on it. I had finished, you know, I finished my Maya Angelou piece a couple weeks back. I finished my Quaker piece bag that was our project piece for Stitch West Spring. I finished it. I finished Love All Around back in March and things. So I've had a couple of finishes that, you know, started and things. And so I wanted to get something else going back again that I hadn't touched in a while. So I went and got my Carnival Cat that I got at StitchCon last year. And I told you I was struggling, and I am still struggling with the 10 count fabric. It's just whooping me, for real. But that's okay. Let's see how these go this way. I got these at StitchCon. I love them. They're by Rebel Stitcher. They are so dang cute. I talked to Sharon when we were at Keepsakes, and she said, yeah, you know, that she will FFO these for you, you know, of course, for a fee. I mean, she doesn't, this is a nightmare in my brain. And, but she is a professional finisher, okay? So I thought, okay, and I said, you know, we'll just, if you just fix it, then I stuff it, you know, when it got here. And the more I thought about it, I thought, oh my gosh, because if you haven't seen these made up, they are adorable, but they are big. It is, what is mine on 7 count? Maybe it's not 10 count, it's 7. And it is stitch count. No, it's on 7, yeah, 7 count. It's 61 by 103 on 7 count. So it's big. What does that give me? Nearly, what, 9 inches by, where are you, Steph, when I need you? 9 by 11, I don't know, that's not right. 5 by 11, I mean, they're huge. They're huge on it. Oh, and see, she does, you know, you can send them. They do professional finishing at Keepsakes. And this is adorable, but my thought got to be, where am I gonna store something this big? So I think I'm gonna make mine on a flat stand-up that just folds flat, and then still put my fuzz around it like this. But then it will be flat. So that's my thought. That's where I'm at right now. Now I don't know if it's gonna work or anything else, but we're gonna give it a go. So I got him out, and I thought, you know what, Bubba, me and you are gonna get busy. And so his little, and this is the kookiest needle. It's really for wool, but I found for me, for the 7 count for this thing, it works great because because this is yarn, right? This is Yarn Bee For the Moment Black. I got it at Hobby Lobby, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it came from Hobby Lobby. But it is hard to thread. That. So I got these wool needles. These I may have got at Joann's, but I'm not sure. Or maybe Hobby Lobby, I don't know. Well, these came from India, so I hope you already got them, because you ain't gonna be afford them now. Now they're gonna be $20 instead of $2, but maybe somebody in America started making these. I don't know. Maybe you can cut the end off of a crochet hook and make your own. I don't know that either, but they are wool needles, but you see it has that big loop end on it. So that has worked really great for trying to thread this beauty up. So I decided, before I gave up on it, that I would get it out and go around another part. So I wasn't fighting. Maybe I just had a bad situation going up at the top. So I jumped down here under his bow tie. And I think I figured out my ish. Because I wanted him to be fuzzy. I wanted him to be furry. I love him. Y'all know I love me some Halloween. It's the only no stress holiday, in my opinion. Because at Thanksgiving, you got to go eat at 77 people's houses, whether you like their food or not, whether you like their company or not. I'm pretty lucky, but there have been times that I just didn't want to fool with other folks. And there you are. And I know you're supposed to be thankful for the other folks, but sometimes I ain't. And usually it ain't the people I'm going to visit. Usually it's the people I'm going with. Y'all know. So, it's very stressful. And all the things you have to take. You have to fix this and take this and, you know. And I like to cook. I do. But I'm getting bitter in my old age is what it is. Or maybe I'm, you know what, that's not it. That ain't it. I'm getting honest in my old age. I'm getting honest in my old age. And I was never honest with myself in the past about things like that. I'm thankful. I have to be happy. I have to go. And I am thankful. But that doesn't mean I like cooking 7,700 things while everybody else is sitting there scratching their butt. That don't mean I like cleaning up after those 7,700 things while everybody else be watching the footballs or whatever it is they do. That, you see what I'm saying? I am getting honest and grouchy in my old age. So, I started down here. Let me push this guy this way so you can see him a little better. Come on, Bubby. So I moved down here and worked here and across here a couple, what is that? 1 or 2 rows? 2 rows in some places, 1 in others. And that seemed to go pretty fast. The difference is, and I'm not noticing a huge difference so far, I'm tent stitching. It's still a nightmare to hold on to because it's floppy as all get out. So I may have to get out my Q-snaps or something that I don't like, or scroll bars or something, and just prop it up and go at it like that. I have to think either trim around his nose a little bit here, because he's kind of, you see his little nose getting kind of lost in there by the time I put this up here, or outline it in some white. That'll be way down in there, just some thin white, like his teeth, and maybe that'll, you know, bring it out. The bow tie, you know, I'm like, you know, it would get lost if you had a big fuzzy kitty cat, but the rest I'm needing to show up. So I'm thinking that I may go around here with white, just a back stitch, and around here with white to kind of push that forward. You know, light colors, you know, lighter colors come at you and darker colors go back. So I'm thinking if I go around this with the light, it'll, you know, push his eyeballs and nose out and make it more visible. But he's so cute. I love, love, love him. And I also have the owl here. So here's the owl. They are by Rebel Stitcher. And then here is the kitty cat that I'm working on first. I saw them, I had to have them. They are amazing. I wanted to have them finished to take to StitchCon. Probably not gonna happen, but you know, you never know. The sun shines on every dog's butt at least once, and it might be my day. It might just be my day. So we'll just set him here for now. Let's see here. You can just sit there and stare at us. Okay. Oh, and Happy Mail before I get it. Oh my gosh, before I forget. From Christina, she said, sorry so late, crazy life. Don't know if I'm coming or going. Happy late birthday. Amen, sister. I am literally getting thank you notes out 4 weeks after, so I'm horrified at myself. Literally horrified. So she sent me this beautiful card. Look at this. I love this. And I'm thinking this has to get worked into my Patriotic displays somehow because it is fabulous. And this, which I don't think I've ever seen this. And it says 2016. So I'm not sure how. Because I even flipped through my stash, which is not well organized. Let's just go there to the very beginning. But this is normally something I would 100% be gravitating, like, let me have it. And I didn't get it somehow. So thank you so much, Christy. I love it. I will get your thank you note in the mail before 4 weeks. But look at that. It is called Patriotic Shaker Box Set. And I think that goes in the category my daddy says, make you slap your mama. That's so good, it'll make you slap your mama. I don't know where that saying comes from. Slap your mama and slap your brains out of your head are two things. So I'm not sure what those have to do with anything. But Shadow we were talking about those this week because Shadow is, my niece Shashu is the kids called when she was little. She's the same age as Micah. They're 50 days different. She's 50 days older than Micah. She changed her Instagram to Ferally, making it like feral, like wild. And she has her jams and jellies and pickled jalapenos and things like this. She makes all kind of fun things like this. And they have honey. She and Trey have the bees, the Trey dough honey. And so she, makes this. So we were talking about some names that she could put on. She's got cowboy candy and different things like this. And so we were talking about some names of things, that she could put on spicy things. And so I was like, well, hotter than hell on Sunday morning, which some of that is. Hell's hot on Sunday morning. That's the hottest. Maybe it's a little bit hotter on Easter or Christmas, but usually Sunday morning I'm thinking when it takes the cake down there. Way down there. And so we were talking about things like that. I got to work with a sister this week at Ailier, which is such a fun, cool place, redoing some of the vignettes and things. Just an amazing shop, amazing lady, owner. It was just so fun. It was a fun day, and it was always fun when I get to spend time with sister. So she and I just together working on things. We can bounce things off each other and, pitch the spaghetti and the whole 9 yards and just really have fun and make some fun looking things. So I'll post some of those at some point too. Try to get some of those posted because that was super fun. I will post some pictures of Catchy and I. We got in the pool together for the first time yesterday. Brittany came over and we just had so much fun. Mary, I know your heart is still broken. I'm so sorry for the loss of your spouse. But I do think that when we can and when we're able, that all those little cracks, they can get filled up by other things. And I think your little dog, your little doxy dog is, we'll start filling in some of that. I mean, we're still broken. I think that I don't think you ever get unbroken from huge losses like that. I mean, that break is still there, but I mean, you can fill it with other things, and you're still necessary, and you're still usable, and you're still valuable. And I don't mean usable in a bad way, but I mean you're still. Other people need the love you put out, and so I think when we heal enough that we can open up a little bit and let other things back in, then that allows us to put other good things back out too. So I'm sending all the hugs, Mary, and I hope you and your little doxy dog's having all the fun. And And I do think that, I think our loved ones that have left us do still see us. And I think they are happy when we start, you know, getting on down the road a little bit. I don't think they want us to get caught up like that. And Anne and all the other elder caregivers, I'm sending all the hugs and the love. It is a hard job. The ladies at the home mom's at, I can't imagine. And men, there are ladies and men there, and they have all been so sweet and so kind and so patient, and not just with her, with all the people. I've never seen anything untoward. And sister goes in nearly every day. She just swings home that way, and she just, I mean, so she's there and dropping in at any time. And I'm never scheduled when I go by, you know, I'm just like in at this time, this day, it doesn't ever matter. I've never seen them being unkind or even snippy or sharp with any one of the people who live there, and that makes me so happy. So all the hugs and the love to the people in facilities and in private homes that are dealing with our elderly and Alzheimer's and dementia. And I mean, it's oh, I thought that was a little snake over there, y'all. I was gonna show y'all a surprise. We found a big snake skin, a big shed on the school in the playground in the chain link fence this week, and I pulled it out. It was nearly as tall as me. I had my toe on the tip of the tail, and I had what was remaining of the head, and it was right about, I mean, it was big. So I'll try to post that picture too. I'm terrible about things like that. Okay, Charles had a 3-point thing. He had not a 3-body problem. He had a 3-point reply, and I've got all the things of all the replies too. One, I will mention the orthotics. He said his stepdad was a podiatrist, and that he worked with the orthopedic surgeons, and during operations and the aftercare and everything too. And he said they would probably give him some orthotics to help, and that would not probably be his favorite part of it, but that it would help, you know, moving that heel to toe, getting that pressure and things back right again. So thank you for that, and I will mention that to him. And he said his favorite piece on the family wall in there was when I showed the Uncle Davies. He liked David Livingston Carter, who was my Uncle Davy. And we talked about he mentioned the red work and Nicola and all the beautiful samplers, Hands Across the Sea, Nicola Apartment has put together and helped educate so many of us and show us all the beautiful things she's found. And I can't thank her enough, from not just for myself, but for the whole community, for all the beautiful things she has brought to us and the education that she has shared with it also. And okay, he's a big Beatrix Potter fan too, Charles is. And now Charles, I have never seen any of her work on display at a museum. So he said he got to see it in 1996. And so now I'm on the hunt. I'm gonna try to go see a Beatrix Potter display somewhere, because I love her, and I intend to bring my big book out here, and I forgot again. I have loved her forever. I read her when I was a kid. I read her to my kids. I read her to Catchy, the girls. I love me some Beatrix Potter. So I am now on the hunt for a museum that is displaying some of her pieces. So that will be on my list. And Tracy, I hope you are minding and recovering. You know, sometimes you have to mind, even when you don't want to, you have to mind your caregivers, and recovering well. I have so many good memories in Waco. We used to go there when I was a kid. When I was a young adult, we would go there, dance at 25th Street. And now you're probably not going to talk to me anymore. And the zoo there is amazing. You know, Mike and Justin were married at the Pape House there. So I did not know that you were that close. So I do love Waco. So holler when you're feeling better. And Kelly 2279 is just my neighbor for sure, up north of me. And she says, what are we gonna do if when they close the Stitch Niche, if it doesn't sell and they close it? And I don't know, because at one point I heard 123 Stitch was going to open up as a shop, you know, that you could go in. I can't imagine that though, because the logistics of that giant place, which, I mean, I know there are Walmarts and Costco's and Sam's, and, you know, I mean, I know that, but I can't imagine trying to logistics of something like all the inventory and having people wandering through and messing it up, putting stuff back in the wrong place. And I cannot. This is mind-boggling to me, because there's lots of little things in needlework, and they have stamps and things, you know, paper craft, and they have fabric and things, quilting, and that's a lot. There's lots of little bitty stuff in there. I can't imagine. So we may have to just pick us a LNS that's not a L. We may have to have a non-local LNS, which, I mean, I did during COVID. You know, I called Shelly at Just Stitch and Ink up in Ohio. It's right here. Anywho, oh my gosh, Shelly, what's wrong with me? Well, what ain't wrong with me is shorter conversation. We all know that. And I mean, she was fabulous, you know, at just shooting things down. And we do have lots of great online places also, but it is nice sometimes to go in and, you know, touch something and be able to pick it all out and see how, you know, lay it together and, you know, see how it goes like that. So I am not sure. I'm stumped on that one. Debbie, are you really Doors? Because it looks like your picture, but now it says Doors. So I just want to be sure that you are not, you ain't got, and somebody didn't take you over. So I'm just checking on you, Debbie. And I hope the bunnies are fine. And does anybody have plans for patriotic stitching? Patty called me, and Patty has always got the best ideas and things. And she called me and said about patriotic stitching. We were talking about it, and she said, what do we start the, because Juneteenth is when StitchCon starts on Juneteenth. And of course, it's huge here. Miss Opal Lee is local resident, and she, you know, petitioned for years, and I think, what, 1 million and some odd signatures she got to finally have Juneteenth made a national holiday. And for anybody who doesn't know, Juneteenth, here, it was 2 years after the slaves were officially emancipated before the news got down to Galveston on Juneteenth, 1865, 67. Now my brain's going dead, but anywho, it took 2 years for that news to get down there, and it got down there on June 19th. And here in Texas, Juneteenth has always been a big celebration. People, you know, get together, they barbecue, they hang out, they have a great time. But I don't think it was maybe known the rest of the world, the rest of the states at least, because maybe y'all got the news faster, I don't know. But I love that that Miss Opal, and I mean, she does walks every year. One day I'm going to get in on one. I will be already in Ohio when Juneteenth this year is when we'll be getting in Ohio. So that's when StitchCon starts. So I will not be able to walk this year here either. And I'm going to look. I don't know that there's one up that way. I didn't see one when I glanced, but I need to do a heavier, deeper look, a deeper dive. It's a fascinating story if you haven't ever looked into it. It's one word. June, June, Teenth, Teenth, Juneteenth. I've known it my whole life. And so we will be there. Patty said the Harriet Tubman pieces that are by Silver Creek. I Am Free. Oh my gosh, I can see it. Anyway, she's jumping in the air, and she has the beautiful two-tone blue skirt and the church house and the flags behind her, and it's just amazing. So she said, what about that one? We started while we're there on Juneteenth, which I just love that idea. There's also a beautiful one with Rosa Parks right now that I'm in love with. There is one by Shaded Stitcher, and as far as I know, it's only online. I think she maybe has it on Gumroad. And Shaded Stitcher, if I'm wrong, please just kick me in the head. But it is amazing. It is a big girl, but it is an amazing piece. And I'm gonna jot this right here so y'all can see her. Oh, this pen is also a flashlight. So every time I hit it, turn it on to write it, it makes me go crazy. The Shaded Stitcher, and y'all know my psychopath writing. She has a beautiful, beautiful one, but it is big. But it has one of the band motifs are shekels. I mean, it is very poignant and beautiful. So maybe think about that. That's something we can do to for a little solidarity right now. So maybe think about adding Harriet Tubman piece, a Rosa Parks piece, something like this, a Juneteenth piece, an Asian American piece, a Hispanic American piece, a Latino piece, whichever, a Mexican American piece, whichever wording you prefer. Maybe just kind of let's try to go a little extra step this year and step outside, your normal. Just look a little deeper. Let's put it that way. Look a little deeper at something, and instead of just your flag, or instead of like this, maybe a quote, maybe a meaningful quote or something by somebody that you love and you respect. I have respected Mrs. Opal Lee for so long. I did go way out of my comfort zone and sent her a message and asked her if I could stitch one of her quotes. And I haven't heard back. I don't know if she will say yes or no. I don't. Either way, I love her. I respect her. She is not new, and she still goes. She still goes and does her important work, and I love it. I love it so much. So I wanted, like I said, I didn't know what to do, but just to send a note and ask. Like I said, I don't know about things like that. I don't know if they're allowed. I don't know. And the reason I say like allowed, I know we have a friend who is a fabulous. Ooh, oh Lord, I had a big daddy long legs crawling at me. Y'all scared me to death. Where'd I knock it to? I don't want to step on it when I get up now. Oh, y'all. It was on my leg and scared me. Now I don't know where I knocked it to. Anywho, we have a friend who is a fabulous singer. I don't know if y'all have ever, it's Red Dirt Country, which is, a huge love. I love bluegrass, love Red Dirt Country. I love every kind of music, let's be honest. But except emo and screaming, that Swedish death metal is not my bag. That's his bag. But after you do certain things, you can't, like he can't perform with his band and different things like this were part of his contract and things. So it's not always if somebody would want you to or something like that. Sometimes there are other things that come into play as to whether you actually can or not. May not even have anything to do with them, depending on how their foundation and things like that are set up. So, but I did, if nothing else, I wanted her to know how much I respected her and appreciated her hard work that she continues to do. So I just sent it this morning, so I don't know, I'm waiting to hear back. I couldn't feel right about stitching on, even for myself, without asking if it was okay or not. And since she is just right here, one day I'm going to meet her. She's amazing. But that's my other tangent. That's a nice tangent though. Miss Opalee is a nice tangent. That's a nice rabbit hole to go down. That's a nice, brave, strong rabbit hole to go down right there. But I'm fixing to jump off of here. I'm fixing to load him up and go feed him. This will probably upload while we're running around, so it may take a little bit longer. But I want y'all to have a happy Friday. Have a great weekend. And I can't wait to see y'all at StitchCon. Enjoy your stitching. Bye.